Hello students. In our today's class we will discuss the disadvantages of human resource planning. Again, this particular topic is really very important from the point of view of your examination. So again you can expect this particular question for 15 marks in your examination. So we'll start our today's class with the demerits of human resource planning. So what are the disadvantages? What are the drawbacks of human resource planning? So first one is inaccuracy of forecast. HRP involves forecasting the demand and supply of human resources. Okay, so in human resource planning you are going to forecast how many people are required. Okay, so from where we are going to hire and from what kind of qualification is required from those particular candidates which we are expecting to hire, okay, in the future. So what we are doing, we are forecasting for the future. Suppose if your forecasting goes wrong, okay, so whatever plans you have made, whatever forecasting you have made, if it goes wrong, at that time your total human resource planning will fail, okay, because when the base itself is not right, when your forecasting itself is not right, at that time it's not possible to implement the plans that you have made, that is, you cannot implement the HRP, okay. Then lack of top management support. So HRP requires full support from top level management. So in the organization it might be any decisions, okay, it might be any important decisions. These are to be taken with the help of top level management only. In case if there is no support from the top level management to the human resource planning, okay, so whatever plans they are doing, whatever strategies they are doing, so we have studied already what does HRP involve, okay. So in case there is absence of support from the top level management, at that time the success of HRP, that is human resource planning, is really not possible, okay. Why it is not possible? When the top level management cannot give you the resources which you require, okay, if they are not going to give you the funds that you require for your planning work, at that time it is not possible for you all to successfully implement the human resource planning. Then resistance or opposition from employees, okay. So first we'll see why will these employees resist human resource planning, okay. So in the human resource planning, what we are going to do, we are going to plan the people required, we are going to hire them, we are going to recruit them, select them, and then we are going to place them, okay. Suppose in case new employees are to be employed, okay, at that time the existing employees will resist, okay. Why? Because for the employees the workload will increase, because it believes on using existing employees, okay. Human resource planning, it believes in using existing employees. So what happens? Suppose if we are implementing human resource planning, then the existing employees will have to work more, okay. That might be one reason. Then the second reason is that if new employees are coming, they will earn more, okay, because of their skills and all, maybe the company is going to pay them more. At that time the older employees might feel that they are losing their importance in the organization, they have lesser salary compared to the freshers, okay. So that is the problem. That's why the existing employees resist human resource planning. Then resist means opposition, okay, to go against. Then the next point is resistance or opposition from employer, okay. So employer is the company itself. Why they resist, why they oppose this particular human resource planning is because they feels it increases the cost of the company, okay. What they feel, suppose if we want some recruitment, okay, if we have to select the people, there is no need or to spend so much on human resource planning, we will go directly to the market, okay. That is, in a country like India where unemployment is the major problem, okay, we know that there is lots of supply compared to demand. The demand of job is lesser compared to the supply. Lots and lots of people are unemployed. So suppose if the company requires employees, they can go directly, okay. There is no need to go for such a long process like human resource planning, okay. So in order to avoid this particular cost, the employer, okay, they will resist the human resource planning. Then the next one, inefficient initial efforts. So sometimes sophisticated technologies are forcefully introduced just because competitors have adopted them. Okay, now there is as we know, there is cutthroat competition in the market. So because of the competitor strategy, the competitors might have adopted some technology because of some reasons. Okay, now we as competitor of that particular firm, if we don't know why they have implemented, what is the actual strategy for which they have implemented the technology, okay, we just know that they have implemented some technology. Just by looking at that, suppose if we are going to implement the same technology, at that time automatically it is a loss for the company. Okay, because we don't know actually how to use that particular technology, we don't know how to match it with the needs of our organization, we don't know how to use that, what is the core strategy behind that, we don't know. Okay, at that time it will lead to the loss. Okay, so if there are no initial efforts, if there is inefficient initial efforts, at that time human resource planning leads to the total failure. Then management information system. So while studying the factors affecting human resource planning, we studied something information. Okay, so your human resource planning totally depends upon the information available, maybe on the basis of past records or maybe on the basis of your expansion. So suppose if the information which you have collected, if it is wrong, if it is not reliable, at that time it would not be possible to have effective planning. Okay, so your human resource planning is totally dependent on the past information, on the basis of the information you have collected. Okay, on the basis of the current trends in the market, you are going to plan what is the changes going in the market. So on the basis of that you are going to plan. Suppose if your management information system itself is wrong, itself is defective, at that time it is really hard to make the human resource planning successful. Then the next one, uncertainties. So it is really very risky to depend upon estimates of manpower in the phase of rapid changes in the environment. So in a country like India, okay, you can take globally also, there will be a lots and lots of changes. Okay, say there might be changes in the political environment, legal, social, economic environment. Okay, so there will be lots and lots of changes. So as a company we have to cope up with these changes which are occurring in the environment. So there might be certain uncertainties like absenteeism. Okay, maybe your employees are remaining absent for a longer period of time. Then seasonal employment, some in country like India, seasonal employment is a common problem that is faced. Okay, then comes your technical changes or maybe market fluctuations, it is really very important point over here. Okay, so in such uncertainties it is really hard to implement the human resource planning. Okay, so what happens over here is your unemployment plays a vital role. Okay, unemployment and your seasonal. So whenever the seasonal employment is there, automatically after that period of time your HRP is going to fail. Okay, so uncertainties, this is really a very big problem which hinders your human resource planning. Then expensive and time consuming. So HRP, that is your human resource planning, is generally used by big companies. So these small organizations, say sole proprietorship, so for them there is no that much time also, neither there is so much of expense. Okay, for them it is a expense because they cannot spend that much of money on human resource planning. Okay, so here they might feel that it is really expensive and time consuming process. Okay, and even employees may resist HRP, feeling that it increases the cost of manpower. So because when we are going for recruitment, when you are going for selection, so there will be lots and lots of expenses. So companies might feel human resource planning leads to expenses, and also it is time consuming. Okay, so that's it for the day. I hope these things are clear to you people. Thank you. Have a nice day.